Hello everyone, and in today's video we are remaking the how to install Home Assistant on a Dell Wyse tutorial. The reason I'm remaking this is because the original was a complicated mess and didn't work for most people. Now, I didn't specify this in the last video, but the reason we're using Home Assistant OS for this is because it's the smallest OS and Proxmox takes up too much storage, so there you have it. Now what we actually need for this version is a Dell Wyse with a 16GB model recommended. Other 8GB should work, but I haven't tested it. A keyboard and a 32GB USB. The faster speed the better, obviously. And so the first step is going to be opening your web browser and then going to the Arch Linux installation page, because we're going to be using Arch Linux instead of, I forgot what we used last time. I think it was Linux Mint. So just click on download in the top right and click on the magnet link. Now for this you are actually going to need a torrenting program like wget. Now once Arch is finished installing, you're just going to use a Linux flashing program. I'm using Blina Etcher, and I'll leave the link in the description. By the way, this whole beginning process is the same on all OSs, including Windows. Now once you've selected your Arch Linux ISO here, you're just going to plug in your USB stick and select it in here, and then select flash. Now once you've flashed the file, you're just going to want to close out and unplug your USB stick. Now we are done with the beginning PC segment, so you're going to want to have a keyboard and mouse plugged into your Dell Wyse along with Ethernet, and plug in the USB you just flashed at the front. Press the power button and spam F12. Next you're going to select your USB stick that you used to flash to Arch Linux. Mine is the general U-disk. Then you're going to click on the top option. Now that we're actually in Arch, we can type our first command, which is pacman -sy, capitalized exactly like that, wget.xz. Now what this command actually does is uses pacman to update the package manager database and installs wget and xz. And once that's done, we're going to type in our next command, which is cfdisk /dev/sda, which uses cfdisk, which is a command in Arch to create a SDA3 partition on /dev/sda. Now I'll press Y and enter. So what you're going to want to do now in this menu is go down to free space, press enter again, press primary, and then go all the way to right, press yes, type yes and then enter, and then just click on quit because the changes have been made to the disk. Now to actually check that this worked, we're going to type lsblk, and as you can see under SDA it has created SDA3. So just go to that, and the next command we're going to type is mkfs.ext4 /dev/sda. SDA3, sorry. Now what this command does is write an ext4 file system to SDA3, so it can actually act as a system, as a file system. Now press Y and then enter. And so when that's done, the next command is mkdir /mount /SDA3. Now essentially what this does is it makes a mountable directory so we can actually use SDA3. So press enter. Now that you've done that, you're just going to mount that directory. Once that's done, we're going to go into the directory. Now to actually get the Home Assistant ISO from Arch Linux, we're going to have to use a wget command. Wget and then the link, which I'll put in the description. I'll put this whole command in the description. Once it's done installing the ISO file, we're just going to want to type in unxz and then the file name, which is haos.img.xz. Now what this does is just literally just extracts the archive. So we're going to press enter and we wait. Now once that's done, we're just going to type ls to see if it did it. And right there we have the haos.img file. And so the next command we're going to do is dd to actually flash this onto the internal storage. So we are in the SDA3 directory where our ISO file is, and we're going to type dd space, and this is going to be in the description by the way. Now once you're done with that command, you just press enter. And now we wait. Now that we've finished that, all the setup is basically done, and we have Home Assistant installed on the internal storage. So all you're going to need to do now is just turn off your Dell Wyse, unplug the USB stick, and turn it back on again. And as you can see, we have successfully installed Home Assistant using the new Arch Linux method. Thank you guys for watching. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.